together a dream team, a search and rescue dream team. It was from 3 different locations. Delray Beach, 4 firefighters from Delray Beach. We came in on an earlier flight today. That's why we're all smelling pretty. And then we had Robert from the city of Davie. We had Nate, Basur. Both of these guys spoke Creole, which was, in a minute I'll tell you how invaluable that was. And we have Rob, who is from Colorado. Came all the way from Colorado. And Rob had 2 other people with him who are still behind, a doctor and a nurse. It is now time for the doctors and the nurses to do their things, because search and rescue has more or less done what they were supposed to do. And let me tell you what they were able to do. This small team, this ragtag team, this team of overachievers, really, group that we had never met before, supposed to not be able to work together. This is them. I have no experience in search and rescue. I just know how to drive an ambulance, right? I was the ambulance driver. Anyhow, we get together as a very nimble, if it's fair to use the word special ops group that could move with finesse, is what we did. Everybody had a very distinct role. These guys, with the way they were able to communicate on the ground, basically we were given a grid, a quadrant of the city to go out and search for and rescue victims. A window of opportunity was closing. The clock was ticking on the lives that were stuck in the rubble. We pulled out and were responsible for 4 individuals. 4 individual lives that were saved because of these guys' training and their effort. It wasn't about ego, it wasn't about bickering, it wasn't about who was in charge. We worked with Nicaraguans, Peruvians, and Jordanians. And Tom was our videographer. Look for an award-winning presentation on Discovery Channel soon, I promise you that. But Rob spoke some Arabic, these guys spoke some Creole, I spoke some Spanish, another guy spoke some French. Because of our cooperation with those groups, we were able to save the lives of 4 people. Now, to give you some statistics, as of last night, you can correct me if I'm wrong, there were 49 different teams, 48 different teams in camp. In our camp that was set up at the end of the runway in a big field the size of 3 football fields. We had he had a tent the size of this chair. I have a tent maybe a little bit bigger. There were certain tents that were bigger than my house. I'm not used to seeing that kind of thing. But here was our little group staying at the end of this runway. We were given our assignments with 48 other teams, 2,200 other search and rescue guys. As of last night, 43 people had been extracted successfully. And we were responsible for 10% of those extractions with our little search and rescue. That's pretty powerful. Go for it.
Hey, Frank talked about compassion without action. A lot of us had a lot of initiative and a lot of compassion. But I just want to make it clear, none of this would have been possible without Frank and without Caring House. So just remember that. Good round of applause. The sergeant and the connections were essential to any of this.
Thank you.
I just want to say, Frank immensely for the opportunity for us to go down there and do what we did. I personally had a vested interest with my family being down here. We were able to go down, make sure that my family was safe. Majority of them all accounted for. Go down and ensure Nathan's family was safe. And that was basically the main thing. I wanted to go down and ensure my family was safe and do as much as I could for everybody down there. Unfortunately, there's a lot more that needs to be done and a lot more resources need to be allocated. Although this, to me, was a very successful mission. I think there's a lot more that needs to be done out of there. That's all.
Do you know the lost person who's on that time?
I have one 10-year-old who's lost, cousin of mine, and my family, my mother was stuck there. Thought she was flying back today, unfortunately. Still can't get her back, so she's in Haiti. everything that I had over there, all my clothing, my tents, sleeping bags, because family members needed it. Delray Beach guys took their shirts off their backs to give to my family. I just